All right, hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Thursday, February the
13th.
13th. Is that really an unlucky number? I'm not superstitious.
No, and then tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
Happy early Valentine's Day.
Well, if we do a show, I'll wear red. I don't do Valentine's, but I'll wear red just for the heck of it. You should wear red too.
I'm sorry, I forgot that it was Valentine's Day.
Who cares? It's tomorrow.
Man,
tomorrow.
I think we have lessons to teach tomorrow.
No, we don't.
We don't tomorrow?
No, I do one, but no. Tomorrow is Doctor Day.
Oh, I have physical therapy for my leg tomorrow.
Yes.
But let's go. That means it's going to be a heck of a show tomorrow. Let's get down. I might dress up like Cupid. Shoot. Think I'm stupid. Nah, I'm Cupid.
Is it sunny in here?
No, I usually wear a baseball type cap, feather hat, or yesterday I wore a Dodgers hat. So I figured today I would try to spread the love of protect yourself from the sun. I know my eye is healing up pretty well from that darn thing up there that's really hot. That's called the sun. Here's an impersonation for the first person that steps on the sun. Hot, 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 hot. Woo! Hot, hot, hot. So that sun is hot. But this is how I coach. So yes, I'm indoors. It is kind of warm in here though.
And I'm wearing I'm doing the Sakari again.
I
got lazy. I was working out, so
yeah,
I got lazy.
She put in good work. I was trying to write a show earlier today. She was downstairs working out. I still can't work out with her because of the knee.
Yes, summer's coming. You got to be in shape. You got to look good.
So I must say I had writer's block this morning. I really couldn't come up with terribly much to go on. And here comes the one, the only, Simonovic. Let's get down. He's in Montenegro, Serbia area. And I think he...
So it was Yugoslavia before, right?
Yeah, well...
It was because I'm looking here. It says it was Yugoslavia. Now it's called... Podgorica or Montenegro. Well,
look. This show, by the way, is going to be not a 5K tennis show. We're just relaying the info. But this is actually Simonovic's show, and he said it was okay to say he was Serbian, but he's in Montenegro. So let's go, Simone. You helped my writer's block get free and got down.
Someone, from what I'm learning, there's a lot of... Okay, so you look at Serbia and you think, okay, well, it's not really that big, but come to find out, there's a lot of Serbian people around everywhere living in different places that you wouldn't even know they're Serbian, right?
I'm sure there was a lot of the war-torn country where they had no choice to flee and go elsewhere, and we're going to get into that. So this is going to be a two-topic show, two topics. We're going to talk about the first topic. This is Simone's topic, and I really liked it a lot. And the second topic will be another Simone topic, and then we're done. Okay? All right, so the first topic actually is in relation to something that we brought up yesterday. We brought up a quick segment on how well Canadian tennis is doing. And I read off a list of about 8 or 9 players that are playing for Canada, or I said from Canada, that are doing really, really, really well. And almost within minutes of the show ending, there was a comment. Now, I didn't see this comment until about 5:30 this morning. I think Carla saw it long ago. But Simone gave us a comment after the show yesterday where I said these Canadian tennis players are doing really well. There must be something in the water in Canada that's breeding good tennis players. So can you read Simone's comment after the show yesterday?
He says, Canadian tennis players, Daniel Nestor from Serbia, born in Belgrade. Fran Dancevic from Serbia. Milos Raonic from Montenegro, born in Podgorica. Vasek Pospisil.
No, that's in Serbia, right?
Serbia, yes. It's also, Vasek Pospisil from Pospisil from Czechoslovakia. By the way, I was going to live there for a year. My parents were going to send me to train with some friends of theirs, but they changed their mind. I'm glad they did, because then the country split up. I would have been screwed.
Well, I think what thing was Navratilova was in the same situation, and a lot of other players too.
Yes, Peter Polansky, Czech origin. Denis Shapovalov, Russian origin.
Where was Peter Polansky?
Czech.
Okay, gotcha.
Origin. Denis Shapovalov, Russian origin, born in Israel. Bianca Andreescu from Romania. Was she born in Romania?
That's a good question.
Because my parents are from Honduras. This doesn't mean I'm from Honduras.
No, let's just see. You can see where Andreescu was born.
I'll look at that.
That's a good question. Is that the last? I think
Alexander Wozniak from Poland. There are a very small number of players that are born in Canada or being in Canada for at least 2 generations. That was his comment.
All right. So what does this really mean? So again, this comment was in reference to a statement that I made.
She was born in Canada, so she's Canadian.
So you have to take.
She is. You have to take
Andreescu out of that comment.
No.
What I indicated yesterday, and it was my kind of flaw or error. I said these Canadian tennis players that are from there, a lot of them weren't from there. But what does this really and truly mean? Number one, currently for a lot of players, and I know we have done some research on this, a lot of players fly a flag to play underneath per se because of that country giving them more money or better training facilities or more court time or whatever that they have to offer. There's also players that will move to another country at a very young age, and I'm talking just a couple of months old in some circumstances, and their parents, have a work endeavor, or they just want to leave where they are because of strife and wars and so forth. I mean, i.e. Yugoslavia, etc. So they're forced to flee, and they move their children to country A to country B because of that, and a lot of other variables. But I think the key topic here is, does it really matter what flag you fly anymore in the grand scheme of things in the game of tennis? I think it does matter with ITF events, that is the International Tennis Federation events such as the Fed Cup, the Davis Cup, the Olympics. I think those are country pride type events. But when I see, let's use Novak Djokovic, because Simonovic's second topic is all about Novak Djokovic. So let's use Novak Djokovic as a variable. That I forgot what I was going to say, thinking about the second topic already.
I don't know, but let's go back to that first topic. He did mention that Wozniak was born in Canada.
Okay, so that would exclude Wozniak
also
too.
Polanski, born in Canada, in Toronto.
Okay.
So they are from Canada. They are from Canada. There are so many Spanish kids here with parents that came from Mexico, Brazil, and stuff, but they are American, born here. You're representing your country.
Is it true or not true that if someone asks you where you are from, is it just a brain reaction, an immediate cognitive response to say where you were born?
I say I'm from the USA. I'm from New York.
Right.
I don't have to explain and say, well, my parents were from. And I hate when people say, but where are your parents from? I mean, I'm from the USA. Simple.
All right. So there are players historically that have left their country of origin or birth and have traveled to another country because of variables economically, moving because of wars or strife or economic issues or religious issues and so forth.
Like Rainic, he left when he was 4 years old. His family had to leave. There was, he was born 1990, left when he was 1994.
And he was born in what country?
He was born in the country he said.
Well, what country was he born in? Because I think his country still exists. I'm not talking about if you were born in Yugoslavia and because of geopolitics, the country no longer exists. Now you don't have one per se. I look at the flag you fly as being from where you were born. Now, it doesn't matter. To me, it's who gives a shit. I don't give a shit what flag you fly. I think tennis is an international and global language, and tennis...
He was born in, how do you say it?
What country?
Puerto Rico, Montenegro.
Okay, so his...
That's what it's called in the present day, but it was Yugoslavia before.
Okay, well, his country still exists. So, again, it doesn't matter to me that Raonic flies a Canadian flag. I think the moral of this story is, on yesterday's show, I said that these were Canadian tennis players. And Simone, very studious as he is, rebutted that with saying, hey, some of these players aren't.
Yeah, but Andreescu is Canadian, and she won a slam. Bouchard is Canadian. Okay.
Did he put Bouchard on?
No,
I don't think
Fernandez.
He put Bouchard
I'm just saying.
Bouchard's Canadian.
But you said the water, right? Felix is from Canada, so there the water's working, right?
Well, yes, but he rebutted ones that I said were Canadian. Daniel Nestor, Milos Raonic. They're from there, but forget about all that. But for me, it doesn't matter. Does it matter to you if a player is born somewhere and that country still exists, but yet they're flying a different country's flag because of money?
Some of them didn't leave for money. Some left, like you said, because parents
for whatever.
Were very young. They had no choice to move. So, they're in that country. What else are they going to do? They might as well represent the country they practice in.
Okay, let's look at the ITF, the International Tennis Federation, what they did in roughly 2015. Now, in 2015, the ITF created a rule that once you choose your country that you are playing for, in, say, the Davis Cup, the Fed Cup, or the Olympics, you have to stick to it. Now, previously, prior to 2015, a player could choose, if they were citizens of another country, like dual citizenship or whatever, a player could choose, if they had not played for one country already. This didn't come out right. If a player had, I think Ivan Lendl, I think Monica Seles, I think Greg Rusetsky, I think Mary Pierce all did this prior to 2015. Mm-hmm. They played Davis Cup or Fed Cup or Olympics, whatever, for one country. They took a 2-year break, and then they went elsewhere, trained elsewhere. They took advantage of facilities or money or sponsorship or whatever, court time. And then they took a 2-year break from playing international competitions, went to another country, and then the next time they played, they flew a different flag.
Wasn't Pierce Canada and France?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
But see, let's go back to Nestor. Again, he left when he was 4 years old. Okay? He didn't train in Serbia.
But he was born there.
But he's not a Serbian player.
But he was born there.
Someone like Djokovic is a Serbian player. That's where he trained.
And he still flies the Serbian flag.
That's where he trained.
And
that's where they made him. Serbia didn't make Nestor.
No, he was made by his parents biologically.
I'm talking about
in the country that they came from.
He practiced there. But
that doesn't mean he's Canadian. He's Serbian.
Who?
Nestor, where was he born?
He was born in Serbia.
Okay, so...
But I guess he got a citizenship for Canada because now he's a Canadian.
Well, again, who gives a shit? What? It is my opinion.
Okay, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
But he's not Canadian. And Simone pointed that out. Look,
but what I'm saying,
I said he was
Who cares where they're born from? It's the country that makes you a tennis player. It's like Sofia Kenin, born in Russia, came when she was very little. She trained in American soil. Therefore, she's American.
Okay, can I ask you a question, everyone? Can I ask you an objective question? Let's just say, I've got the lightest skin in the world. I got these eyes that are like transparent green. If the sun even hits them, I'm burnt like a scorpion crab boiled in a pot, like overflowing like a crawfish lobster for like a week, okay? I'm as fair complexion as you could be. So let's just say when I was 6 years old, I'd never picked up a tennis racket, and I flew to... let's just pick a country. Kazakhstan, no offense. I just picked that one, just in the middle of kind of a total... So I'm going to go train to play tennis there, and all of a sudden I'm from Kazakhstan?
I'm not saying you can't give credit to the country. Oh, Serbia made a lot of good players because they were born there. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about now they're representing the country they live in. It's like my father. He came from Honduras. Now he's an American citizen.
Well, I understand that. And there's no problem with doing so.
That's my point. My point is, I don't like it when players like Tomljanovic, who is Croatian, played for the Fed Cup from 2010, 2011, and she saw Australia was going to offer her a better deal, so then became an Australian citizen.
Is it synonymous with selling your soul? I mean, isn't there some country pride there?
That's different because she played for Croatia, played in that turf. That's where she trained, and then she decided to play for Australia. It's different. That's different from somebody like 4 years old, 2 years old, going to another country because they have no choice. Their parents had to move, and that's where they were raised. It's different.
Let me read a quote from, this comes from around the 2015 time frame, and this comes from the ITF. And I couldn't find the exact spokesman, but this was a quote that I read in quotations. "We made this rule change because switches have generally been made to financially better their careers or to take advantage of better facilities and or funding." Look, for me, I don't care, and we're going to squash this subject.
You got Muguruza. She's from Venezuela.
And then she plays for Spain.
She went for Spain because they were going to offer her some, they knew she was going to be good in tennis, went for a better opportunity.
Is there a sense of patriotism in anyone anymore? I mean, look, I don't give a shit if Spain gave me all access at the age of 20 to use their facilities and train there or whatever. I would still classify myself as American from California. Period. End of discussion. Now, if I was in Spain and they made my career what it is, you can believe that every commercial or every ad or everything I would do in my power to help Spain, I would. But I would still be American. Do I look like Spanish every time? By the way,
you're wrong.
No,
because
wait a minute. Whoa.
No.
She's a hypocrite because listen to this. When I first met Carla, you know what she called me? Flaco gringo. Skinny white boy.
Because I knew you were in Spanish. I knew that. You couldn't talk the language. You had no accent. You could tell.
That was your name for me.
But you could tell.
Even her dad.
What about
even her dad called me Flaco Gringo.
What about David Albanian, who had light eyes, light hair, just like you? Spanish people.
What does that matter?
What I'm saying.
But did he change his flag?
No. What I'm saying is you can't. I mean, you could fall under that category that you're Spaniard, but once you talk, you know, right? You're like, okay.
Okay, so here's a question for the Serbian viewers, Montenegro, Bosnia-Herzegovina, anyone in that kind of Eastern European area, which, by the way, the second comment, or second topic we get into, Simone's topic as well, that involves Djokovic, and anyone in that kind of area where there are more pro-Djokovic fans, let's go! Answer this question and answer it in comments. We need the answers. Listen to this. So, if a player is, say, from Serbia, Montenegro, wherever, the country still exists, and your player switches, let's say, after junior. So, say you have a player from Serbia.
Not at they're little, because they got no choice.
Not at a month or two old. Even then, screw it. Patriotism, you're born there. I don't care if you moved when you were 1 day old on an air flight to West Virginia.
So, Kenneth should represent Russia then?
Listen to me. Let me ask this question. Let's just say you are the Serbian area, right? And there's a player that comes up, learns the game, maybe 3 or 4 years old, blah, 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 gets a bigger and better opportunity in another country. So you're a Serbian born and bred player, or wherever in that area, moves to another country. And they become a big deal. Let's say Djokovic level, even though he still flies his flag. Even though he went to Germany at one point. Doesn't matter, he still flies his flag. Let's go, it's love that. Soldier, bombed out swimming pools, taking practice in. It's how we roll. Soldier. But let's just say you have a player that's a junior and moves to another country, let's say Germany, a US, Canada, wherever, and becomes a great tennis player, knowing they're from there, and now flies the Canadian or Spanish or whatever flag. Are you upset at that player, or are you just happy that they're going to a bigger economic center with better funding and better courts, and you still in your mind think he's Serbian or wherever, or would you rather him suck it up, or she, and fly the country's flag where they really came from?
I got to take back what I said to Tomljanovic, because really it doesn't matter. You want that player to have an opportunity. We know tennis is already a hard struggle. I mean, some countries don't finance. They finance they finance 2 or 3 players, the best players, and sometimes those that could make it or have that potential are just not given that opportunity. And some other country sees them and are willing to give that. So let's not be hypocrites. Who cares? You want them to advance their tennis career.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can't be selfish. You're not living in their shoes. You're not paying their bills. You're not training. You're not crying. You're not dreaming this. It's done.
But are you a sellout if you are from a country and you change your flag based upon money? Are you a sellout?
Nah, it doesn't matter. You're a person. When you die, does somebody say that person that died so and so was from this country?
But okay, this is crazy now. At this point, you just brought up death.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so you're telling
really
me
on your tombstone. This person, so and so, John Smith, was from so and so. Come on.
Okay, no, hold on. This is bullshit here.
This is tennis.
You're telling me, Carla, if I died today and you had to bury me, right, or cremate, just listen. Because what you said was bullshit. Okay. Let's say I died today, and someone in Kuwait said, "Look, I'll give him the biggest burial in the world."
Nobody said that.
I'm just saying.
Nobody said that.
Do you think the person that recognized Djokovic at age 6 and offered and what was her name, Ginchik? I'll have to get into it. But do you think that never gonna happen? I mean, Djokovic's parents were skiers and had a fast food joint, right?
If somebody came in and sold my kid. And they say, you know what? We're going to help you out with them. Okay, we're going to put them in this facility. We're going to make them, but you got to move to Spain.
I
would do it in a heartbeat.
And you're going to fly the Spanish flag for the rest of your life? You're a sellout.
Do they ask that?
You're a sellout.
Do they ask you to?
You're a sellout.
Whatever.
Let me ask you another question. Go back to the statement you just said about. Let me finish this. You just said something
about.
Living in their shoes. Can I finish something? Okay. You just indicated about death Death. So you're telling me if I died, let me finish this before you get in your snap, crackle, and pop me in the face stuff that you always do. Like, I'm used to that. You beat me down all the time, on and off camera. So let me get this out on camera.
So the person that said that comment was right, because that's what you're saying.
You just said something. I'm trying to tell you what you just said. Like, guys, you always shoot from the hip and shoot these accidents out.
We put in our so-and-so, John Smith from the USA. No, we just put
You go to every graveyard around this area, and there's going to be an American flag flying above a well-kept grave.
I'm talking about the tombstone.
And you talk out of your ass half the time.
I'm talking about the tombstone.
So you're telling me if I died today and someone from Kuwait says, I'll bury this dude and we'll make it beautiful as long as you bury me with a Kuwaiti flag on my grave, you're going to tell me you would do that?
No. But I'm trying to, my point is...
Nothing against Kuwait, I'm just saying.
You're taking a different route. What I'm saying is that we're all people. We don't live in their... What I'm saying is we don't live in their shoes. Tennis players struggle. We know how tough it is. Some American players don't get help, and somebody else that's not from there gets help. My point is, if a country's willing to help you to advance your tennis career, that's your life. That's what you've been breathing, living, doing. You wouldn't do it?
I'm never going to sell out my country. I'm never going to change my flag. Now there's a lot of crap in this country, and I don't get into politics, race, religion, none of that stuff. It's tennis, and that's it.
We're talking about tennis here.
I get that.
Yeah.
But why would I give up my flag based upon money?
Do they ask you to give up your flag?
Didn't Osaka just have to make this decision?
Well, she was born where? In Japan.
Well, I'm just saying, didn't she have to figure out? She
trained in the USA, right?
What I'm saying is she had to pick based upon the bigger sponsor, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong here?
I don't know.
Am I freaking?
Well, they said that she couldn't play for Japan. Is what they said. She couldn't play for Japan if.
Look, man, it's really. We're gonna end this subject.
We're just making this so tough for players. Again, tennis is tough. It's tough.
We have to end this because we can go on a week about this and we'll get nowhere. In my opinion, don't get me wrong about my venting. Tennis for me, and I was raised with this mindset that tennis is an international language.
What about soccer? What about those players who play for Madrid and other countries, and they come from different countries? Tell me about that. Does someone know about the soccer? Because I know soccer players.
You're missing the point, Carla. Just because you're from Jamaica and you go to play for Real Madrid doesn't mean that the person is there saying they're from another country. Yeah, they play for Real Madrid. That's the name of the damn franchise soccer team.
So you're telling me someone like...
You're off base.
So Raonic was left when he was 4, trained in Canada. You tell me he should play for...
Does his country still exist?
It got split up.
He was born in Montenegro, right? Didn't you say that? I may be wrong. Ask Simone. Wasn't he born there? His country exists. Fly your flag, bro.
He was born... It's now called Montenegro. Yes. Okay. The name changed.
Make your people proud.
Oh, brother.
Make your people proud.
I think you're wrong.
Okay, you know what? If I ever get good at shooting pool, and I learn on a table in, Sudan, well, forget it. I'm Sudanese. Forget the country that I was born in. Forget it. Doesn't matter.
I understand someone that's older, like you said, junior, and then they were promised something. But someone that left at a young age.
Carla.
So, Justin.
Time out.
No time out.
Where are you from? New
York.
Okay, what age did you leave New York, Carla?
I came back. I left for like 1 year or 2.
Yeah. But you're from New York?
So Kenan left when she was a baby.
You went to Belize when you were a little thing and lived there for years, but you're from New York? Now you're a pot calling the kettle black.
So Kenan, who just won a Grand Slam, left when she was little, lived here her whole life, never went back there. What is she?
Where was Kenan born?
In Russia.
Then I think she should fly the Russian flag.
Shut up.
You're from New York? You lived in Honduras or Belize longer than that.
I didn't become a citizen. I was just there with my grandparents. I don't even remember. I remember visiting it. I mean, when I got older, but I don't remember enough of that stuff.
Ultimately, it doesn't really matter.
Then why are you making a big deal?
Because the beginning statement was this. Why playing for your flag anymore doesn't really mean as much.
It doesn't mean as much. Unless it's like you said, an Olympic. Then you shouldn't play. If you came from another, you shouldn't play.
So you're telling me that someone born in another country is okay to play the Olympics representing a different one?
No.
Then your whole argument is bullshit.
But tennis Olympics doesn't matter? Not really.
Oh, you just said it did.
Olympics don't matter. I've said this in many shows.
You just said it did matter.
I'm saying you shouldn't.
2 seconds.
Holy shit, what I'm saying is I don't care about the Olympics. Most tennis players don't. A lot of them don't even play.
Okay. Look, I'm going to squash this topic
again. If it's somebody that changed as a junior, like you said, they went from a junior and they decided to change, that's a little bit different from someone leaving because they had to. Their parents moved them. It's different.
If your flag still flies, fly your flag. even if you're getting benefits elsewhere.
And aren't there countries that
said the same shit like 300 times?
Aren't there countries that when you leave, you lose if you don't go back? There are some countries that if you don't go back and stay there for a little while, you lose that citizenship. You got to look that up. Too.
Look. The moral of the story, it's not about your flag anymore, it's about the dollar.
You got to look about that. You got to look at that.
Okay.
Some countries, you lose your citizenship.
All right, we're ending this topic now. Tennis is a global and international language. It's a lovely sport. It's a lovely language. There's lovely people and it's lovely energy. And there's an intense competition that is abound. I honestly could care less about a flag. I have not had a U.S. player that I've really put everything into since Sampras. I never really cared for Agassi, just saying. Didn't like Courier. I like
Courier.
I like Chang. But Courier was a clay court specialist, and again, that's not really my favorite surface. So anyway, I won't get into all that. But I do think it's important for traditional tournaments that have been around for 100 plus years, i.e. the Davis Cup, the Fed Cup, and the Olympics, to embrace patriotism. And because of everything we just talked about, it doesn't mean a shit. I think there's a couple players that are exception from my thoughts on this. Navratilova and Seles. Their countries didn't exist anymore. War-torn, they fled. They can't say they played from Yugoslavia or Czechoslovakia because the country doesn't exist. I get that.
Right.
Bernard Tomic moved to Germany when... Bernard Tomic was born, I think, in Germany and moved to Queensland area of Australia, I think, at 3... borderline, but okay, you're
same thing we're in.
A little tough. Andrea Petkovic, by the way, was born in Bosnia and Herzegovina and moved to Germany when she was 6 months old. So there's a little bit of a gray area.
Thank you. That's
Second topic. That took my voice away.
Good.
Messing with you all the time sucks. I'm just kidding. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, right. Do you believe it after that? Shoot.
I mean,
it's like a guy saying, "Here, let me slap you," and then say sorry. Yeah.
Can I get some props? Nothing but love for you. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Looking all good over there. Aloha. All right, second topic is another Simone Simonovic topic, and it has everything.
That was a good one.
It has everything to do with Novak Djokovic.
That's a good one.
All right, so Simone Simonovic sent us a map. Okay, this map is colored by countries that like Novak Djokovic and countries that dislike Novak Djokovic. Now, the red countries are countries that kind of dislike Novak Djokovic, and the blue countries are the ones that like Novak Djokovic, or more so than dislike.
Now,
right?
Is this a fact, or did we just get this from someone?
No. Now, this came in a language I could not translate, but I did find the carrier of this, and this comes from a major periodical or newspaper called The Telegraph.
So they did their research.
Okay. But I could not translate it. Don't know the absolute credentials behind it, but it does seem very fitting, and this is going to be all up for you guys to make your mind up. So what I'll do is I will put some type of a picture or map up, but just in case that doesn't go very well, I want Carla to show this map to all of you. And get a time there if you can, right before you... our editing stuff is like elementary, so we just do our best, with the 5 children's. So here is the map. The color blue is pro-Novak. The color red is more against Novak. And a cell phone. So
27.
All right, 27. All right, so this is the map. Now look at the map. The blue is the countries or geopolitical areas that are more fond of Djokovic, and the red is where they are less fond of Novak Djokovic. Now, if you look in the Europe area, what used to be in that area where you see red separating blue? The wall, right? The Berlin Wall. So anyway, I'll try to throw that in a slide to make it a little bit more easy for you guys to look at. But I think they've probably seen it for a pretty good little bit at this point, right? Okay. All right. For me, this map that Simone sent is a classic example of geopolitics, ridiculousness, and nothing more than that. It's a classic example of East versus West. This is just something I want to say. The wall is down. Djokovic is a beast. He's a heck of a player that has a wonderful story. His story is quite incredible. It has integrity. It has heart. It has strife. It has wars and bombs falling on his head, taking practice in bombed out swimming pools. He is human. He is a patriot. He still flies his Serbian flag.
Okay. Looking at the map while I was holding it up, I can tell you why I think most of those countries...
What was the time on it?
27.
Okay.
Most countries don't like Djokovic. Those countries that were red, I saw the United States, Canada, Okay, I think that most people don't know about the politics that went on in Serbia, or don't know much. They're pretty ignorant. Two, when Djokovic started his career, he was a clown. He made fun of a lot of people. You know, some players, so like you guys know, some viewers, you guys are diehard fans of one person. And I think it got under their skin the way he acted. Some of the matches he would retire early. I didn't like Djokovic in the beginning. You guys know that. It took me a long time to understand him, to appreciate him, and enjoy watching him. So I think with him, it's taken a little bit of time.
Got my broke glasses.
But I like him. I don't have a problem with him. I think that he's a fighter. He's a warrior. He's been through a lot. I mean, what a record, right?
Look.
We shouldn't hate a player because of what country they come from.
So I wrote, and again, you killed my voice on the patriotism thing.
You did that to yourself.
I wrote some things about Novak Djokovic, and I want to read these things. Because when I see a huge map, that if you have any sense of history, that you'll see that the map is closed off. The only places in the Western Hemisphere that are pro-Djokovic is South America, and we know there's a lot of, let's just say, Eastern Bloc countries that are still living in kind of the prior to the wall falling days, right? Mm-hmm. So let's look at Novak Djokovic, not at where he's from, but as a human being, a person on this earth that's biological, that's mortal, and that has family and so forth. Okay? Let's think about it that way. Stop being so politically stupid. The wall is down. Jesus. Novak Djokovic, born May 22nd, 1987, in the wonderful city with wonderful people in Belgrade, Serbia. Period. He's human. Turned pro in 2003. At this point today, he's amassed $143 million in prize money by gladiatorship, sportsmanship, and drive alone. His career record is 906 and 187. So 906 wins, 187 losses with an 82.9% winning percentage. Holy shit. Incredible. Best ever. He met his wife, Helena Ristic, pardon me if I don't have her maiden name pronounced right or how that even works. He met his wife, Helena, in high school sweethearts. Great story, right?
Is it Yelena or Helena?
Helena. He has two brothers, Marco and Jorge. It's spelled like Djokovic, but D-J-O-R-D-E. Jorge. Mm-hmm. Both of which have played professional tennis. Novak Djokovic started playing tennis at the age of 4. He was spotted by a Yugoslavian player by the name of Helena Djincic at age 6. She said that he was the best talent she's ever seen since Monica Seles. Djincic worked with him until the age of 12, 6 years, until Djokovic outgrew her ability and said that he is so good he needs to move on to international competition. Let's go. He's human.
She's a good coach for her to recognize that. Some coaches don't recognize that.
After that, Djokovic moved to Germany and lived there for a couple of years. I think it was 3, and then turned pro shortly after. Is there anything that doesn't sound like a human being so far? Sounds like a human being with a tough ride, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Novak Djokovic, number 1, is a staunch member of the Champions for Peace, which is an international organization that tries to attain world peace through sport. Okay, wonderful thing. When he turned 12 years old, when Djokovic turned 12, and this is from him talking, his words, not mine, look them up. When Djokovic turned 12, quote, he listened to NATO jets, that's the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Anyway, it's like the Western states that pound anyone else that messes with them. Anyway, when he turned 12, he listened to NATO jets bomb the shit out of the capital of Belgrade. And they would have to run and take shelter while they were taking practice, backboard practice against bombed out swimming pools. So you got stealth bombers flying overhead. You're taking backboard practice against the wall, but you can't go up in elevation because you might get bombed. So you're in underground pools and you're hitting against something, and you still have to run off of your backboard, underground Olympic swimming pool drained out because it's the only safe place to take practice, and scatter for your life to a bomb shelter over something that you have no control over. That's arguably political at best, which politics I'm just too stupid to deal with. And you hate this guy? Grow up.
That's what I'm saying. It's ignorance. I think it's a lot of them don't know probably his history, or they don't want to. I don't know.
It is criminal not to like the guy. It's stupid not to like the guy. The only reason why you cannot like the guy is in case your head is too wedged up Nadal's ass picking his butt, or too far wedged up Federer's ass.
Margarita, when you see
being
him,
silky smooth.
We're gonna
Look, I like both players. I like Nadal. I like Federer. I'm big fans. But to not like this guy that's fought his ass off his whole life because you like two other people just shows you're a stupid fan. Period. This guy's fought his ass off, arguably harder than Nadal or Federer. Well, this guy's practicing bomb down freaking swimming pool.
Justin, most of our viewers do like Djokovic. We have a huge Djokovic following.
Well, good for them.
I have yet to see
but that Matt disagrees.
I have yet to see, we've read many comments, and we've done this show for what, over a year now?
Year and a half.
And I have yet to see one viewer write to me, I hate Djokovic. I've never seen that. Never.
We have heard it, and we have deleted a lot of it because
no. When I didn't. Because, again, I didn't enjoy watching him in the beginning. I got attacked a lot. And in a horrible way from people that come in countries that don't know how to treat women.
Yes,
and
you
that's
did get
a fact.
pounded. Yes.
Djokovic is not from that, okay? He doesn't believe in those beliefs. But there are some crazy viewers out there that are into some crazy stuff that I don't even want to mention.
Okay, well then I will briefly. When we first started the show, she was totally not against Djokovic, but
I didn't like him because of him personally. It's because of what he used to do in the beginning. Like I said, and a lot of people still remember that.
Yeah, again, we like to debate here, but don't come on to the girl and say "F you." You're a burly brute.
That a dog. I mean, that's the way you guys talk to your women. Go for it.
Don't
Thank God
don't go there.
Okay.
Don't go there.
But what I'm saying
don't go there.
What I'm saying is, I've yet to see a viewer tell me, I hate Djokovic. Most of our viewers, they love Nadal, or they love Federer, or they love Djokovic, but they respect all three of them.
I agree. I will concur that when we first started the show, and she would say anything, kind of con against Djokovic, she would be called some of the worst stuff. You female dog, will burn you, all this type of stuff. You should be buried, and you. Mm-hmm. She heard it all. And just to remind everybody, don't curse and stuff in comments. I mean, sometimes we let it slide here and so forth, but I think it's, don't like straight up and say, hey, Carla, F you, because that's just so, we slip
and
at the tongue.
We're all going to disagree. That's part of tennis, right? We all have our favorites. We like some players, we don't like them, but it's not personal. It's just maybe that's not the tennis game we like, or we're just not a fan.
All right, we're going to end this show. Ending the show, thank you, Simone Simonovic, for this very passionate show. One of the most passionate to date, and it was zero of our material.
And he lost his voice.
I lost my voice.
But he was sick already.
Let me bring up something real quick. Novak Djokovic is the epitome of a global champion. Mm-hmm. He is a warrior and a absolute staunch representative of the sport in which we all bleed. Here's a quote I found from Novak Djokovic a long time ago. Novak Djokovic stated this, and I quote, "The bombing above our heads made everyone hungrier. Everyone came together." And don't forget about Ana Ivanovic, one of his good friends.
And Djokovic, too. All three of them, at one point, were dominating tennis.
Furthermore, no one inside of Novak Djokovic's family, beside him, had ever touched a tennis racket prior to his existence. Skiers, soccer players, etc. Okay, awesome. Picked it up on his own mindset, and at 6 was noticed by someone. He's got talent like Celis. Okay.
Awesome.
To me, the big three as a whole. We know that Nadal and Federer were globally liked before Djokovic jumped around, right? He can jump up on the set, put him on the lap. But I think that everyone's absolute jumping on the bandwagon of you're a Federer fan or Nadal fan, like sucked up all the tennis fans. And then Djokovic jumped on the scene, and just because there's a third wheel now, everybody hates that guy. So I do think that the onset of Federer fans and Nadal fans have caused Novak Djokovic, arguably the best tennis player ever, to be hated.
Yeah.
See, geopolitics won, and Federer and Nadal fans too.
I didn't like Federer either. I learned to like him, and before I was a Nadal fan, I was a Roddick fan and all that. I liked Nadal later on in life.
All right. Lastly, I Googled up, these aren't my reasons, I Googled up the following kind of keywords, why people don't like Novak Djokovic, I guess you could say. And I found these reasons. Not my reasons, but here are some of them, and they're all bullshit. And again, I just said shit, but I'm not saying that to a female, like, screw you. I just slip with the tongue. So just watch that stuff. Carla takes a lot of heat. I can take it. I'll still delete the cursing words, but Carla takes a lot of it, and it can just get downright brutal. Like, how do you talk to women like that? I just don't get it. It's like really tacky. Like when you make a comment and you're from, especially like another country or something, and it's like, you dog, I'll bury you. You just make yourself look stupid, and wherever you came from, don't do that. That's so stupid. Okay, it's so stupid. And it generally comes from a couple parts of the world, by the way. Anyway, like you said, people that just treat their women like dogs, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, but some of the reasons I found was this. His mom at some point had made some tactful comments. I'd never heard those. Don't give a shit.
I've never heard that either.
Don't care. His entourage stands up on every winner.
Okay,
so
we see that a lot.
Gotta do that for every student that I watch.
Same here.
Let's go. Care if you're down love 6-0-5 and you hit a winner. Come on.
Coco Gauffs, they all stand up for every point. Yeah, go ahead.
Excessive ball bouncing before really important points.
So what? Nadal picks his butt.
Yeah, Nadal picks his butt 75 times before every shot. I mean,
it's just annoying.
But why don't people talk?
Actually, he's improved in that, I think.
Yeah, he still picks his ass.
No, I'm talking about the bouncing.
Tearing off his shirt after beating Nadal in the epic 2012 Australian Open final. Remember, we watched that match together.
He's done that before, too.
It's okay, whatever. He just won a freaking major over Nadal. Good, he was younger.
You didn't like it either, so.
I mean, I didn't care. Anyway, his cockiness was related to kind of how the late Kobe Bryant was. And I don't want to bring up Kobe Bryant. Much love, Kobe. Big Lakers fan. Love you. R.I.P. for sure. But when Kobe first came out, he never would throw other basketball players under the bus, like Jordan. He never would say anything about them. But his kind of ego just reigned in, I'm the best. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just them.
I think Serena did that as well.
Impersonations on the court. Okay, that was
just
a little,
in the beginning.
That was a little cheesy.
Yeah.
Last thing is some of what I looked at was commercial ads that some of these players do. I haven't seen any cheesy commercial ads that Djokovic has done. However, I've seen Rafael Nadal do cheesy commercial ads. I've seen Roger Federer lugging all this luggage onto his private jet. Could you imagine if Djokovic did that? The hell he would catch for it.
I've yet to see a commercial of his.
I haven't seen Djokovic do any type of cheesy commercial, but I see Djokovic going, ole, ora brillia. Let me lug my luggage onto my... I've seen him do Gillette commercials.
See, now I got to give you grief over that. They're trying to make... That's their sponsorship. They got to do that.
Well, I understand that. But could you imagine if Djokovic did that? He would get hammered by the world.
Has Djokovic done commercials?
Well, I'm sure.
Have you ever seen one in the United States?
I have not.
Exactly.
But I see Rafael Nadal commercials.
Which ones?
He's always in some type of commercial. There's a watch commercial that's always on the tennis channel that he's in.
Okay,
that I see all the time. There's an underwear commercial. What is it? Calvin Klein. He's always showing his cock in.
No.
Yeah, you used to say I love that. Ooh, you used to pause on that commercial. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're such a freaking liar.
Okay, what commercial am I talking about?
I have no idea. Exactly. I don't know.
You better look up.
It's on a magazine with Shakira.
You tell me you've never seen a Nadal underwear commercial.
I've never seen an underwear commercial.
You are, okay.
I saw jeans, never an underwear.
Or something, okay. Anyway, look up a Rafa underwear commercial. I bet you it's there.
I've never seen it.
It's there. You have seen it.
And I don't go, ooh, I like him as a player. He's not even my type of guy.
Yeah.
He has to be blonde.
Talking about Valentine's
I like
Day.
Iron Man. Let's go.
Put her in a doghouse. Anyway, there's a huge double standard across wall lines that have been gone forever. And unfortunately, Djokovic, arguably the best player of all time, has taken the fall for it. If it was Federer or Nadal, none of these...
Oh, I guess Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah, was I right or was I?
I've never seen that.
See, I just, I'm always
But does it matter?
I'm always the butthole.
Does it really matter? Again, commercials they have to make. They have to make them.
I love you guys. That is it. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Simon Simonovic, for this show. Maybe we destroyed your information and you took my voice from me. So I hope I get that back soon. Let's go. Much love to everyone, and we'll see you next show.
Adios.
Take care. Adios.